This is a shutdown that could very well just not end because nobody seems to be that interested in ending it. But for Americans who are on SNAP, this weekend is going to be where they're going to have to face the reality that, honestly, $188 in this economy is not even a whole lot of money for food, but it's going to go away.
I mean, luckily, we have the money to bail out Argentina to the tune of $40 billion. And by bailing out Argentina, of course, the Trump administration is helping to bail out the hedge funds invested in Argentina. It's not a good look when the Republican Party won't concede on the one thing that's important here, which is add the subsidies to the Affordable Care Act so people's health care premiums don't double. And that's it. That's what the Democrats are asking for. But Republicans refuse to sign on to that. And if we're going to keep having this dysfunctional government situation or congressional situation year after year, I mean, they're still collecting my taxes. Why are they collecting my taxes? For what? And what's the important work that Mike Johnson is doing right now and the Republicans are doing right now? Does anyone know? I mean, there's some Republicans on the panel right now. Can you guys tell me the important work they're doing?
All Republicans want is for Democrats to do what Democrats have demanded others do time and time again. What Democrats themselves have done, vote for clean CRs.
Do you think that premium should double?
Do
you think premium should double?
That your party chose to have subsidies
This is a product of the Democratic Party's own doing.
Should the premiums double?
And now they're looking and they're trying to point the finger at the Republican Party.
It's a simple question. Should the premiums double?
Should they open up the government? The answer is yes.
The government
will
open
up the government,
if they
we can get
give
into
the
those
Democrats the
negotiations.
one thing they're asking for, which is a just issue.
You want to
just
talk about premiums, and we just talked about SNAP benefits. Who cares about health care when you cannot put food on the table? You have millions
SNAP
of
benefits
Americans.
are important too.
You have a lot of Americans that are going to be without food stamps.
So you want the
because
Democrats to sign on to funding the government
this is why
in a situation in which the premiums will double
we
for
want them to
Americans
do what
who
they've
already have a
committed to do
difficult time paying for their health insurance.
What is the difference? What is the difference of the bill? What is the difference for the bill that you voted for? What is the difference?
There is a big difference.
This is the new Democratic Party.
I have to say, it's amazing to get lectures on how much you care about SNAP benefits.
Because I have family members on SNAP.
Well,
yes.
then why did you support the president when he asked for and got $186 billion of cuts to SNAP?
They were cleaning up the program from waste, fraud, and abuse.
Oh my
you
God,
and I both
that
know
is
that.
all ridiculous.
Because you cannot
people
have a program.
Go hungry
no.
From those SNAP
straw man's
cuts.
argument.
No,
you cannot have
those people. I'm sorry. You just paid for 186. You took $186 billion out of the SNAP program. $186 billion that will go
waste, fraud, and abuse.
It's not waste, fraud, and abuse. It will. You like to say that, but it's actually false.
Look at what we actually did.
Money, and you
but this is the overall problem. What you're mad about is the passage of one big beautiful bill. You guys have to realize that elections have consequences, and your side lost.
Hold on one second. Just on the waste, fraud, and abuse point. Over the last 15 years, SNAP fraud has fallen from 4% to 1%. So there's already very little fraud in the SNAP program, according to the government.
$180 billion is a lot more.
Dude, the Pentagon hasn't passed a single
regardless
audit.
Regardless of that, I mean, people who are on the program right now are going to not have benefits. I think it's interesting because the Trump administration says, there's $6 billion in the emergency fund. $8 billion is needed to cover the month of November. They're saying that they can't use that money because that money needs to be set aside for, hurricanes and other emergencies. But they've been willing to move money around for all kinds of other
for aviation safety.
All kinds of other. They've been willing to move money around for all kinds of other reasons. The question is, why not this one? Tara, let me let Tara have a moment.
We have to all acknowledge that these are political games that are being played by both sides.
Of course, it's politics.
The Democrats could open the government tomorrow, but they are using an old Republican tactic of closing the government to have leverage right now.
Who closed the government? This is the Democrats who closed it.
But they are doing it for leverage. And
the Democrats
Republicans realize that the Democrats are not
You have
holding,
the number
so
2
now
in the
they are
House.
withholding SNAP
You have the
benefits,
number
which
2
they could
House
also
Democrats
do-
saying that this is a leverage play.
In 2018, they had the same
It's
risk.
2025.
No, in 2018, they had the same risk of losing food stamps, SNAP benefits, and they went into another reserve to cover it during Trump's longest shutdown. Okay?
And that was the Trump administration.
And so the point is that both are withholding funds.
You all
and
are
aid
ignoring.
and ability.
You all are
If they would
ignoring.
just sit down and actually talk
So let's just
having this
address what
conversation
she said, because she's arguing, and I think there's good reason to believe that obviously there are political games being played here. Democrats are keeping the government shut down until they get concessions on health care. And the Trump administration, which in the past has used other funds to cover SNAP benefits, is not doing it now. Why?
Okay, we have to step back for a moment. The Democrats have been getting rolled for the past 9 months by the President of the United States. They haven't had an answer for how to get after what the President has been doing, his historic agenda. So now they have their rally around the flag moment. We're going to stick it to Trump. Who they're really sticking it to is the American people. They're holding this government hostage for what?
Let's just
If you
address,
open
let me
up
address
the
question
government,
that
we
I
can get to
asked
these
you.
negotiations about SNAP.
Let me re-ask you the question that I asked you, which is that we know that the Trump administration of the past has been willing to use other funds to cover SNAP benefits. We know that the Trump administration of present has been willing to use other funds to cover other emergency needs for people that need to be paid. Why will they not do this on the issue of food on the table for children under 5, children 5 to 17,
very clear of who's going to be impacted.
Adults over 60 years old, people with disabilities? I mean, is the answer as simple as they're not going to give Democrats anything, and maybe they think that this is going to hurt Democrats more?
If
That's
you
exactly
open up
right.
the government, guess
That's
what
exactly
happens?
right.
But-
People get SNAP
but
benefits
I
again.
know-
You're pointing the
again,
finger at the President
I'm
of the
not pointing
United
the
States
finger at
when
the
it's the
president. I'm just
Democratic Party
asking
that is
whether-
holding the government
Listen,
hostage. Who came
Tara-
out today and
Tara's a
said this
journalist,
shutdown
so
has
she's
to
able
end?
to sort of put the politics
The
on the table.
Federal Workers
You're
Union
not
said this has to
acknowledging-
end.
You're not willing to acknowledge that politics is at play here.
What
Is it
I'm
at play?
saying is that the Democrats are playing politics with this shutdown.
Yeah,
Have
I-
Republicans done it
Yeah,
in the
both
past?
sides are playing politics. It's very
1000%.
clear.
Granted, hold on one second.
We
Granted,
need 4
hold on one
Democrats
second,
in the
Harrison.
Senate. 4.
Granted, the Democrats are playing politics with the shutdown.
With American
They are-
people's
They are
lives.
playing the very same shutdown game that Trump and Republicans played in his first administration on
Are
several
we dealing with the
occasions.
shutdown of 2018?
But now
Hold
you're
on, hold
playing
on
the
a
one
second.
about
Let's
it.
talk
Right?
about
You're
it today.
playing
I'm
the
just
one
saying,
about
these
it.
are political games.
Can
Hold on
I-
a second.
But you know
No,
what?
no,
The
you
people
just-
on
you
SNAP
just hold on a
benefits
second.
don't care about
I'm
that.
asking you.
They don't care about it.
Will you acknowledge that the withholding of SNAP benefits in this moment is something that Trump doesn't have to do?
The administration can look at many ways to solve this problem. Look at what they're doing for our troops. Look at what they're doing for aviation safety. Is there a way to do it? I bet you Secretary Rollins is looking at it.
so
But the
there is.
one
Okay,
thing,
so there's- yes.
I
can you
appreciate
acknowledge
that.
that?
Listen,
Can you acknowledge that if the
we
Democrats
appreciate
open up
that
the
because
government,
I
we don't have to have a
can't-
conversation
hold on,
about
Can I
SNAP?
just make a point
Hold on
here?
1 second, everybody, just a second. Let me just say, I appreciate that you acknowledge that there are options on the table. They're not being utilized.
If you could
The
acknowledge that the
second-
Democrats
but
can
the
open up the
secondary-
government and this problem won't be a problem.
literally
You
just
don't
said
think that one
The
concession to
secondary-
Democrats is okay? Like just
not-
one
it's not
concession,
just
which is
one
the
concession.
subsidies for the
No.
Affordable Care
Not
Act,
to
so
show-
premiums
to hold
don't
up this
double.
entire
That's
government?
the one thing they're asking for.
When we got
One
people on
thing.
furlough?
Added
No.
one
No.
thing.
Hold on,
Can
no,
I
just
just
because we know what the
no,
statute is
because we
about.
love that premiums are
you're
going to
mad at-
double.
because
We
you're
love
mad
it.
that
We
we
love it.
passed
Let
one
all
big
these
beautiful
Americans
bill.
suffer.
I think you're really sad
Go
about
ahead,
that, guys.
Sharon. Go ahead.
Can I just say how I predict this will end? This will end. I'm not sure who will wave the white flag first. I doubt it will be Trump, but he will end up giving the concession of the subsidies. He's already said it. He knows
Yeah,
that this
Yeah.
impacts
Why not do it now?